gonna turn it upside down. A little trouble might do me good. Come on, girls, gonna hit the town till the dance floor up. Let her hair hang down. Check your inhibitions at the door. 'Cause if we get a little crazy, well, that's alright. This happy hour's gonna last all night. Wanna feel that buzz from my head down to my toes. I feel like letting go. There's nothing like that feeling when I'm out of control. Just gotta feed the fire in my soul. I feel like letting go. Oh, I feel like letting go. Yeah, oh, come on, girls, gonna hit the town, tear the dance floor up, let her hair hang down. Leave your inhibitions at the door. 'Cause if we get a little crazy, well, that's alright. This happy hour's gonna last all night. Wanna feel that buzz from my head down to my toes. I wanna feel that rush from my head down to my toes. I feel like letting go. Feel like letting go. Tonight I'm letting go.
Well, there we are. That was Natalie Howard from sunny Brisbane, living in Nashville. And what was it called? Feel Like Letting Go. Feel Like Letting Go. And right now, of course, we have got a three-way connection via Skype, which is absolutely fantastic. And we have got this young lady over there in Nashville, and she's online with us. And I'd like to say a big hi to this young lady over there, Natalie Howard. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Stu. How are you? Big g'day.
Yeah, big g'day. That's right. The Aussie term is here. Hey? How are you?
Yeah.
How are
Very
you?
good. I'm very good. It's really fun to do this. I haven't done a three-way on Skype before, and that didn't come out very good. But, I mean...
You just got to be careful.
It sounds great.
It sounds great. And, of course, we've got Vicky in Washington, D.C., so, Vicky's going to... Vicky is a real nosy person. I've got to warn you. Vicky's a real nosy person, and she'll want to know all the ins and outs of your whole life. So
okay, well,
be
she's going to be
prepared.
afraid to ask. No.
All right.
Aww.
No, go on.
So
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
Vicky.
Natalie, again, hello and welcome to International Connection. And whatever Stu says, don't listen to him. Kiwis, I learned, they always exaggerate things, so we're not going to listen to what he says. But again, welcome to International Connection. So, Natalie, for those listeners who don't know anything about your story, when did you start playing music and when did you start singing? Give us the 411 on that.
Okay, the 411 is, I don't remember a time I wasn't always singing along to music, but I was always, and people don't believe me, but I still am quite very, very shy. I'm a strange singer. I was always singing along, but Mum remembers when I was very little and crawling on the floor, still crawling, basically, she would always play on the weekends just to relax herself. You know, she'd play keyboard and organ that that Mum and Dad still have it in the house, and it had the foot pedals, and I used to crawl around, and I started like following when she would change the chords with her feet. It had like a pedal of octave keys down there, and I started playing with my hands. I would push the pedals down to make the sounds, and that was the first thing she noticed. So when I was crawling, I started, but I think it didn't take till after high school where I started to get into the songwriting side of my creative with music, and that kind of took over. Yeah.
And talking about songwriting and being creative, you mentioned a few minutes before we went on air that was today a day that you were in the studio or that you were writing music? What's the creative process like for you?
Well, today's been a lot of co-writing with different people. A young gentleman, basically, he came in a week ago from Oklahoma, and I was introduced to him through some other people that I know that I've worked with, and so I got together in a room with him yesterday to write. I was going to write with one of my regular co-writers today. He had to cancel, though. His doggy is sick, poor thing.
Oh.
But anyway, I have people that I write with like once a month, like we regularly get together, and then I have like a couple of producer types that bring me in to collaborate with artists that they are doing projects with. So I get kind of pulled in. So I'm not always the singer; I'm the collaborator to the star. That they're working on or developing. So that's my life, yeah.
No. When you're actually writing, I mean, what's that creative process like? I mean, are you the type of person that, lyrics or words pop into your head and you run somewhere and you write it down, or you wake up in the morning and you have these thoughts in your head, or, what's that like for you?
Yeah, the songs do come, and it kind of comes from talking to, like when I make the appointment with somebody, we like I said, when I'm working with artists, the producer might give me a heads up on, we're heading in this direction on this project. She or he is particularly loving songs like this kind of topic right now, and then when I get there, sometimes I have an idea that comes with me in the car driving on the way there. Sometimes it comes to me the night before. I feel like it's something that, since I've been doing it a while now, I tend to not stress too much about it. It just kind of comes naturally. That's not to say that I don't end up feeling like I have a writer's block sometimes, but that usually goes away when I get in the room with someone. You just start talking just like we are right now, and you just talk about the day or something that's going on in each other's life, and you relate to each other, and somehow a title or a destination with a hook of a lyric might come out. And, when someone's picking up a guitar or playing the keyboard or piano or something, I tend to, I don't know what to say, vibe off that, and and the words come. So I never sort of feel like I'm writing it sometimes, but I know that it comes from a mixture of energies that's in the room that day with, who I'm working with. So, yeah, it's a different all the time, but a lot of the lyrics come from me these days. That's usually what people call me for. Yeah. That's
wonderful. And Stu, speaking of songs, do you think it's a good idea if we play one of Natalie's songs right now?
I think so. What do you think, Natalie?
I'm not going to stop you at all.
You're not going to stop me at all. All right. Okay. Here's another song, and you've had this one out a little while. You might have a story. It's called You Ought to Marry Me. What do you got to tell us about it?
Oh, okay. Well, when I was, we're getting together to do the first tracking session for this album, we had already recorded another song on the album called Note to Self. Very short story about that one is that was the one that tipped me off to know that I was ready to make a record. So my producer, Jimmy Lee Sloas, he had a piece of music that he'd been tooling around with, and that's actually what you're about to play. He had a little bit of the music and the melody there, the chorus part actually, and he brought me together with another gentleman that he works extensively with called Billy Simon, and we got together and wrote that song. And Jimmy actually came up with the title. The title was a little different, and I changed it to You Oughta Marry Me because I didn't want to be so demanding sounding. Marry me, or you better marry me, or something like that.
Right.
And I'm like, the girl comes in, no offense, Stu, but the girl has to come in sometimes and just soften the title a little bit.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So they can get away with saying everything else.
All right.
And the song turned out way fun,
Yep.
So I love this song.
Cool. All right, let's have a listen.
Seabreeze FM, Seabreeze FM.
Why didn't that play? Here we are. We all there? Yeah. Cool. Oh, this is going good.
I dream in color, see black and white.
You are
In
just fading a little bit
conversation,
there again.
I'm a walking contradiction, to be honest. I cross my heart, and I cannot tell a lie. I play guitar, don't miss a beat. A real live wire,
We could be. That could be it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, football and netball. Yeah.
Marry me. You're a keeper, a gentleman. You open car doors, you dig monster trucks, being in love and Frank Sinatra.
Good. I
Like,
can't
oh
talk
my
about that.
God, we'd make a dashing bride and groom. So won't you fly me to the moon? Come on, baby, let's take this love up to the next level and knock it into outer space. Sun and ceiling, don't leave anything in chance. It's time to dance or do something so regrettable. You said only unforgettable. You ought to marry me. Now see me follow rose petals down the aisle, lifting my favorite tear rolls into a smile. I see you, I do, I do. Just like a shiny diamond ring, I will go with everything. Yeah, baby, let's take this love up to the next level and knock it into outer space. Vow forever that our love is meant to be. Then finally, you're running me in front of me with your sincere inquiry. I say, oh, will you soberly? You ought to marry me.
You're on Seabreeze FM, streaming the planet, of course, and being New Zealand, leading the first in the time zone, and that was a fantastic young lady from Brisbane, sunny Brisbane, Natalie Howard, actually living in Nashville at the moment. Been in Nashville for a little while now, Natalie, haven't you?
Yes, I have. They call me a local now. Even though I always talk funny, they reckon. So,
Is that right?
yeah.
So
I
how
don't-
long have
yeah.
you been there? How long have you actually been in Nashville now?
Well, I first came in 2009, and then I was back and forth, for 6 months here, and then I was home for 6 months or 12 months once, and then, 3 months here. It was all different, when I was trying, before I got my green card. So I've been living here now, I think, 6 years.
Good grief.
Solid, yeah.
No
yeah.
wonder they're calling you a local.
Well, they reckon you're a local, you're a native, actually, what they said, if you're here for 6 months. So I'm thinking, wow, okay.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, listen. Now that we are on that subject, are there any things about Australia that you miss that you don't get being in Nashville in America?
Oh, okay.
Food or
Well, I can't jump in the car and drive 7 minutes and hit the ocean. There's that. So the air tastes different. There's no salt. I'm used to growing up near the water, not right on the beach, but that salt air. When I go home, I go, oh, it's just I can't even put it in words. But I did put it in one of my songs, Paradise. In the second verse, I talked about the salt air. But yeah, so that's what I miss, as well as the food.